This thing, gotta go. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing some stuff on the E36. Kind of a simple one, but something that needs to be done, you know, absolutely. At least for me. My seat in this thing, disgusting. It's torn up. If you guys don't know what this is my semi-budget-ish drift car. It's for like my very first shop car for my fab shop, Velocity Race Fab. And I picked this up. I've just been ordering a bunch of parts for it to go through it. Nothing crazy, just it needs a little dab of everything. But and you know, to go with that, you know, the seat absolutely destroyed. You know, it's torn up. It's got the staples showing. I already had to fix the reclining gear on the passenger seat. That'll get changed out later. But for now, the driver's seat, it's got the fat tears in it. And the part that trips me out, and I'm sure it'll still be the same with this other seat, but why do European cars, you know, specifically these BMWs, these E36s I've sat in, because it's not just my own, why do the seats sit off to the left a little bit? It's so weird. Like, it took me a couple days of driving this thing to be able to get, you know, that part figured out. I thought it was just a seat thing, like, because my buddy has one with Recaros in it. And I was like, oh, weird, but you get used to it. So it is what it is, but that's my biggest irk about the seats. So I don't know if we'll be able to make those work. But this is going to be kind of a semi-budget install with this. We're going to be using the eBay brackets. I forget the brand of them. We'll unbox them here in a second. And then let me go show you the seat really quick, the new seat. I've been having it chill here at my office, at my shop, so we got this seat for free. I picked up this Sparco Evo Plus from a buddy of mine who has a Mitsubishi Evo 9, and he just brought the car by for a whole bunch of fab work because he just had a new built motor, set up dog box, all that stuff going in it. And this seat was supposed to be partial payment because he knew that I needed one, but then he just got some brand new status seats for the Evo, so this was sitting in his home office taking up space, so he's like, nah dude, just take it. So he, you know, it's a little sun faded, it's definitely aged, but it still works nonetheless. It is clean. He at least gave it a bath for me beforehand. But yeah, dude, so free Sparco, definitely can't turn that down. So to go with that, I did get the Sparco side mount, so let's go open that up real quick. And it's kind of a Euro car day, because while I'm doing the seat install on here, got my buddy Isaiah here doing headers and exhausts on his Mercedes here, and that's, you know, what all this is. And I'm gonna have to modify some of it to make it fit. I think we're just extending the piece, but yeah, so this all here is gonna end up on this thing, and then these boxes right here are what I'm here for. So I already got this open. Let me see if I can pull these out really quick. That's not a bracket. There we go. So these are the genuine Sparco brackets. I didn't want to have to play a guessing game with anything funky. Yeah, so this, yeah, just a single seat. These were like $100-something bucks for the pair, or well, for the things. And this is the other one. I gotta set you guys up on the tripod to open this one. All right, so this box I've already opened to make sure these things are in here. I don't know which one is which though. We'll have to figure that out on the car. So these guys, these look very similar to the Planted brand. I don't know if they're any better. I'm sure they are because they're quite a bit more pricey. This was like 110 bucks for the pair of seat rails or seat mounts, whatever you want to call them. So these are your eBay specials. Now I know a lot of the gripe is a lot of people think it's very thin. You can see on here that is definitely not. That is 3/16, probably cold rolled steel. The welds do look a little on the cold side, but you know, you guys just happen to be propped up against one of my welders here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just for my peace of mind, and because I can, because I'm a pimp, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna clean some of this crap off, this coating, this zinc coating it looks like, and I'm gonna add some extra weld on here just to make sure it's safe. But yeah, I think the fitment on these is kind of doo-doo, so I may have to trim a hole or maybe widen a hole a little bit. Not a big deal. You know, light work. Let's get this thing put in. So if you've never taken the seats out of this before, there's a few electrical connectors underneath. I'll give you a quick rundown before I sit you up. I believe these are 16mm bolts. I took that one out before when I was doing my manual swap, so I can't remember offhand, but I'm pretty sure they're 16mm. So got to move your seat back to get access to the front holes up there, or the front bolts, and there's usually a little rubber cap on it. So pull that off. These back ones, it's kind of weird. I use a 16mm wrench. If you can fit a socket, by all means. This one you can. The further back one, I couldn't, so I used a wrench. But yeah, it should be, you know, let's just get this thing out. By the way, it's really freaking heavy, so, you know, fair warning. this side is filthy because when I did my manual swap, I only took out the passenger seat because I needed to for the center console because it didn't recline or whatever. But so that side's all vacuumed out. I didn't vacuum this side out. And look at all this change we got in here, man. Return on investment. Drench this in a little bit of super clean or something. Clean it up. Put it in the piggy bank. Why is that there? Oh, that's a thumbtack. Because that's what's holding my headliner up. Courtesy of the previous owner, you know. Well, this guy can go right here into the trash can. So let's grab one of these rails and figure out which one's which and see how far off it is. But first things first, I want vacuuming here. That's really, really gross. Looking so much better in here with all that junk and dried soda. So let's see how this thing fits, because I heard a lot of people saying it, you know, may have to drill it out, may have to do this or that. So it looks like hole is in right there, that one's in right there, got a little bit of shimmy space right there, and that one's like dead nut center. So I think we got pretty lucky. I mean, I'm gonna try and squeeze some bolts in there really quick to verify, but you know, worst case, I do have the drill press over there. Should be able to widen these holes up pretty easy. But I'm gonna make sure this fits really quick, the bolts, and then we can start moving on to the seat. But I do need to find some hardware for the seat. I don't know if I have enough over there or the right hardware. But hardware here, let's try it. So, you know, I'm not even worried because those are studs. I'm worried about these back bolts. So this guy, oh, she's threading. This one, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna notch this though, because I don't feel like trying to fight with this thing. Because I think the only other way to do this is to plant the bracket with this already in the hole and then drop it down. So I'm gonna notch that really quick first. So I got the welds all cleaned up now, ready for me to go over. So you can see some of them, like this one got a little hot and they ended up either ignoring it or blowing through right there. So I'm gonna go over that piece. And then like these ones on this one look okay. This one, a little on the cold side, but decent looking nonetheless. This one, not terrible. The one for the seatbelt, honestly doesn't look bad at all. Right here though is like, it's almost like they didn't even try. Like right there. Focus, kinda, sorta. You can, I don't know. There you go. Yeah, that one is awful. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna go over with the welder really quick. I'll probably just go over with the TIG welder and just touch it up, and then we should be solid to put this back into the car. Alright, the seat bracket's all reinforced. So I only went through, I mean, I touched up a little bit on every weld, but I really only think a couple of them needed it. My only real complaint was the finish on the bottom side. Like I said, had sharp edges. Like this one I have to hit a little bit better. So I just took a flat disc around the edges and cleaned it up top side and bottom. But this thing's ready to go in. I'll knock that burr off right here and let this finish cooling because it is still hot to the touch. Slap it in there. And he's already got, you know, making good progress on his stuff. So yeah. Productive day. Alright, so these again are the rails. It looks like there's hardware in here, so I think I'm gonna try and run with what's in there. If not, may have to make an ace run. Thankfully my buddy, when he gave me the seat, left the hardware in here for the side mount. So we've got, you know, all these Allen keys right here. So go ahead, and I'm gonna just essentially, because we have to bolt the seat in to the bracket before we put the bracket in. it's going to take some, you know, adjustment because there is left and right adjustment, and there is some forward back with the rails and stuff because of, you know, just there's a lot of holes. So I'm kind of short. I'm like 5'9", 5'10", so it's going to take a little bit of finessing for me. So I'm going to go ahead, play with this for a little bit, and we'll show you guys when I finally get to, you know, start bolting everything in. Seats all bolted together loosely. I'm gonna go test fit it, see what we're looking like. As for the seat belt, for now, I took the stock one off. Honestly, I just broke it out and unbolted the piece that I wanted, which is the buckle piece. For this setup, because of how high I'm probably gonna end up running the seat, I'm gonna have to use a belt extender, which is fine, or a buckle extender. I run one in my S2000 with the, what do I have, a Sparco in that one too. They're like 30 bucks, they're not expensive, but I do intend to eventually probably put harnesses in here instead, just for the safety aspect, because I don't know. That's just me. Eventually I'll build a roll bar and stuff for it, but whatever. Different time, different story. Let's test fit, move it around a little bit. Give the old college try.
How's it feeling so far?
I think we're pretty close, honestly. I mean, it's a little, I think I'm gonna scoot it back like just a little bit, but I think one notch on the seat brackets and we should be good. All right, so I moved it back 2 spaces, which they look to be about 1 inch apart, so technically I should have moved it back around 2 inches. Now, it plopped right into place much better because now I'm not running on the center console here nearly as much. So this feels great. Again, I'm a slightly off center of the steering wheel, but it's really not a big deal. So like, mind you, I got my kind of zoom lens on right now, but we're just a little bit off to the left here, so it's really not bad. Legs, just a comfortable position to where when I fully depress the clutch, my legs fully extended. You know, shifter's in a good area. If anything, oh well, my e-brake, I got to do all the brakes and attention to cable. So normally, resting position, this is like perfect for the elbow. Shifter, I think we're solid, dude. I'm hyped. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pull this, make sure all the hardware is good to go. And these things are lined up just minty, so you guys shouldn't have any problems with yourself. Like I said, you know, maybe it's dealer's choice type thing. Some people get lucky, some people don't. I, in this case, at least on this driver's side rail, got pretty lucky with the planted rails. And then the Sparco's, of course, name brand, so they're gonna work with the Sparco seat, so no issues there. So I ended up raising it one more hole anyway, and now it's basically perfect. It's just a hair shorter than factory height. And the only other change I made was my bolt hole was covered because I had the seat slid back too far. So what I did is I just notched the Sparco rail away because I won't be reselling these, and if I do, you know, I'm a pretty normal sized guy, so somebody else is going to run into the same issue if I end up selling these rails and slide it, or, you know, mount later. So we're good. Seat is firmly in place. You know, we're looking pretty solid. Well, I gotta snug that bolt up some more, but other than that, yeah, we're solid. Driving the car right now, and the Sparco, night and day difference, especially from the stock leather seats. I don't know, it feels pretty good. I mean, ideally, eventually I'd like to get sliders just because, you know, just comfortability. And getting in and out's a little tight with this wheel, so I do plan on putting a quick release in, but it's all right. It'll definitely do for now. All the bolts are tight. It's solid. Stock seatbelt works. Like I said, I just want to get a belt extender to make it a little more comfy. But we're solid. Not bad. Seems like digging in my neck.
What is? Oh, the seatbelt?
Yeah. Power steering's not very happy.
Yeah, weld that diff up, my boy.
Yeah, needs a welded diff for sure. But not terrible for an open.
Good right now.
These old tires stink.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it needs a locked for sure, or a welded one. Understeer city.
Yeah, understeer and then a welded diff. I mean, no, not understeer. It needs the coils put on and a welded diff.
Yeah, coil for sure will help too. Siphon up the rear a bit.
All right, well there we go. Seat is super nice. It's comfortable. It holds you in place as needed. Yeah, I can't wait to weld the diff on this thing once I tear the rear end out to do the reinforcement plates and the bushings and, you know, service it and stuff. It definitely likes sliding to the left better than it likes sliding to the right with this open diff. And, you know, I can't wait to even start learning how to actually drift and do this stuff. It's one step closer. Yeah, we got a seat. We're held in place and we're driving a little bit more comfortable. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. If you're new to the channel, hopefully you've, you know, considered subscribing by now. We got new merch coming out. By the time this video is up, it'll be the new Velocity Racing Fab design. The first, I should say. And I'm stoked, and I think you guys will be too. So go scoop one of those up if you want to help support the channel further. Like, share the videos and the channel. That'll help as well. Do what you love. Do the rest. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.